What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So, as some of us have seen, Hogwarts Legacy has gotten an extensive reveal, documentation, or whatever it is you want to call it, video, and we can now put a finger on the game saying, okay, it appears that this is the direction this game is going. A lot of people are excited about it. In fact, if you go look at the PlayStation reveal, you'd be very, shocked to see how much interest the game has actually been garnering. The thing is, it's probably shocking to me. I guess I don't know if I'll say it's shocking to everyone. And that's because the game was not necessarily mentioned at large. There wasn't too much talk. There wasn't even a huge reveal like we had seen with Gotham Knights. But there is some sort of a question going on right now. There's some kind of a consensus that everyone is talking about, saying it appears that, Gotham Knights is needing to get its own gameplay, reveal or extensive reveal with different mechanics and such. And I agree to that effect, because Hogwarts Legacy, they took some really sweet time to actually provide a lot of details regarding the game. They came from a story, progression, mechanics, and all kinds of different fun perspectives in order for them to be able to give us a very huge lowdown as to exactly what this game is going to look like. And I say to that was actually a very solid way to go. So, thinking about how Avalanche is going to be approaching this game, and Portkey Games, I think there are two studios that are collaborating on this game. Seems like the game is going to be much bigger, so you're not going to have, just one studio working on it. You're going to have two studios, or maybe more even, just to get this game out. That's one thing about a game like this. It depends on when they started production. It depends on when they started, the concept phase, and when it moved away from concept even all the way into, full production. That will really dictate a lot of things. But nonetheless, I think many people are talking about this, entire focus and saying, it would be time for, the game Gotham Knights to get its own, set of info dumps, if you get me, official info dumps. And I thought that was interesting. Now, something very critical and interesting has happened in the past. And one of my audience members here, Titan Gamer HD, pretty much messaged me this leaked schedule of different showcases. Now, this has actually been circulating back and forth in different forms and scattered ways. And what's really interesting about this particular info dump, it's not just the fact that it's just, something mere. It's the fact that one of the events on here has actually actualized. So that's the March 17th Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. And that's very important. In fact, they mentioned this to me and said, hey, you need to check this out, VG. And I said, I'm looking at it, and to me, it seems really good. And so I said to him, I was waiting for March the 22nd for the PlayStation VR Developer Showcase, which is, in my opinion, what I think is a litmus test. I'm not going to sit here and wait for, say, half of it to happen. I think it appears that this person may have a lot of things that they know, and maybe these are actually, in quote, what I call official leaks. Now, I know sometimes people may say, leaks or whatever, but I think some of these leaks are, purposefully planted by official sources that have the capability to do that in order for them to create buzz on the ground and kind of, drum up some excitement. And that usually kind of plays to when the reveal comes. So if you look at this particular calendar, what they're saying is, April, we're getting a Gotham Knights press event. Now, here's the challenge with these press events. These press events are sometimes not public, and that's where we have to actually come in to say, okay, how is this going to go? Are we going to be seeing much from the press event, or is this going to be something where we as a community are just going to have to deal with whatever it is that, the press gets to tell us afterwards? So here's the thing too, if you remember Cyberpunk 2077, not Spider-Punk, was also a game that had its own press event. And there have been many other games that have had their press events, don't get me wrong. I remember Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order also kind of followed a similar pattern. But back then, we didn't have the, 2020 issues, medical issues that we had. So Jedi Fallen Order had a lot of different press events that they actually got to show the game to the press first, and no one else had seen it outside. And then they had a press event where the press got to play a section of the game in order for them to get their hands on it. I think this might be the progression that Gotham Knights is actually going with in regard to that. And so this is something that, if we are looking at this April timeline, it appears that this might happen. Now, here's the caution I want to exercise nonetheless. There is no date on it. And I've said this many times, and, it appears to me that it's still following that pattern. Remember, we talked about the way these games would be revealed. We talked about the games following some kind of a, sequence, with Lego Skywalker Saga actually being the first game that was revealed, had its own release date, and that was actually that. And I said, it appears to me that they will try to give this game its own, limelight. So March 17th made sense for the state of play for Hogwarts Legacy. If not, it would have had to be later, because now the marketing is going to be ramping up for this Lego Skywalker game pretty soon. And so I think after that Lego Skywalker, saga comes out, we're probably going to be, seeing more stuff about Gotham Knights. So I think this Gotham Knights press event is probably going to be after the release of Lego Skywalker. But we do have this leaked March 23rd Indie World Showcase. That's also another one here written on the, schedule. And in my opinion, nonetheless, I think this might show something regarding the Lego Skywalker game, because that's also going to be on the Switch. And the target audience for that game is a heavy Switch player base. So these are things that we have to consider. I mean, there's just so much to unpack with all of this. But again, we got to take it with a grain of salt. Even though one event has been confirmed, I like that one event got confirmed. But like I said, I'm still waiting to see if the second event actually happens on that specific date. So the specific dates we're looking for is March 22nd. And then once that goes into play, I say to myself, this is actually pretty cool. So even on that list, you have a NetherRealm Studios Showcase, which is quite interesting. So those of us that are into the NetherRealm games, I actually play Mortal Kombat extensively. Mortal Kombat 11. I put it down for now, though, to play Elden Ring and, other games. But that's actually a game I'm looking forward to. If they're going to be bringing out another Mortal Kombat game, or if they're going to be bringing another Injustice game. But that's not all the way through May. And in June, they're actually proposing some Suicide Squad Showcase press event. That also is a possibility that now things are going to be ramping up. And it appears the Suicide Squad is more than likely going to be a 2023 title, if you were to ask me, because this year is already packed full. And because it's a next-gen game, it's just a game that's going to be on the next gen, whereas Hogwarts Legacy and Gotham Knights have the potential to be on all platforms right now, or I would say has the potential to do well since all the platforms are available. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League might have its hand tied behind its back because of that limitation. But anyways, I'll stop this video right now. I want to hear your thoughts on all of this that's going on. I know April sounds like a long time, and it does, but this is what we have. If it's actually, 100% accurate, then I'm hoping that we get to see something pretty soon in maybe one of the showcases. I don't even know if Gotham Knights is coming to the Switch. Somebody talk to me in the comment section and let me know, and I'll get out of your hair. Appreciate you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully we'll talk soon. Peace out.